once in their life does not mean they're going to do the right thing unless the people hold them accountable. You never know what you're going to get when you put somebody in office. That's why it's not up to them to write the legislation. It's up to us to write the legislation and hand it to that representative or senator. The fact of the matter is, there's just so much that people don't know. I have a serious issue with anyone putting stuff in our food that isn't good for the human body. That's it. I don't care if it preserves it. I don't care if it keeps it pink or white or red or black. What I care about is that it needs to be feeding the mind, the body, the soul. Period. Listen, you don't make money by solving a problem. If PETA wanted to take care of animals, they could solve that issue. If the Sierra Club was interested in saving the forest, they'd stop the government from spraying all the stuff that kills the forest and burns them down every year. If the WHO was really interested in building the world health, they wouldn't have been complicit in spreading the coronavirus and then pushing a vaccine that slaughters millions and millions and millions of human beings. You make money by keeping your machine going. I'm telling you, there is very little that is actually real anymore. Just look at the sky. Every single day, we are sprayed into oblivion. It's gotta stop, and it's gotta stop now. Create our new constitutional republic. I mean, schools have stripped anything but indoctrination out of the curriculum. Where did art go? Where did science go? Where did band go? Honestly, I do not understand why we don't teach philosophy at the grade school level. I don't think it's any secret that you really do have to dig extremely deep if you want to get to the truth.
Well, it brings us up to our brand spanking new time. We're starting a half an hour early, babe. Getting an hour and a half show in because these hour shows just seem to scream by. Tonight we have a phenomenal guest. It's Sean Hendricks. You will remember him from the Mr. Beast. Remember,
Mr.
he
Beast,
was on.
yeah.
He won
In the
$500,000.
Yeah.
Stayed in the circle for
100 days.
100 days, and the stuff they did. So you know what? Without further ado, why don't I just bring Sean in, and we're going to get this thing going. Sean, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Really good. I was,
Let me
when
put
I
the light behind me real quick.
oh yeah, go right ahead.
1 second.
Yeah, there we go. Obviously, it's a man who really knows about video.
Let's just
we
hope
go.
everybody can hear him tonight.
Okay, so Sean, yeah, I was just saying that you not only were you on Mr. Beast, but you won $500,000.
Yeah.
And
correct.
since then, you've gone on to do some amazing things with disaster relief, homesteading, survivalist. Why don't we just start out by talking about the stuff that you love, and then we can dig into everything else after that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been it's a long story, right?
Yeah.
I'm 47 years old. But little did I think at 45, I would end up being in a video with over 380 million views and then end up going to work with the world's literally most watched person and
Yeah.
becoming talent on that channel, the survival dad, if you will.
Yeah.
Which, I'm kind of like, what, God, what are you doing with this? Like, this is crazy. Like, I was having out of body experiences in the circle because I'm like, is this real life?
Exactly.
I was having a hard time of grasping reality. And then I would come to find out that, when Hurricane Helene hit, that I had been given a voice to help, social media for social good. Because I was just like, is it just to make silly videos to make people happy? Which is fine.
Right.
There's good purpose for that. And I was able to use my platform to, just leverage, become a voice for the people. We have lobbyists, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what we don't have is we don't have lobbyists for the people. You ask somebody, who do
Right.
you lobby for? This company, that company. Ask me, they think I'm a lobbyist. When I'm headed to DC tomorrow. And they'll say, oh, who do you lobby for? I'll be at the off the record bar. I'm like, well, I lobby for the people. Like, what does that mean? I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm just
boy.
up here fighting for those who vote for you because all these companies have money to hire people. And so I was able to have a voice that lets me cause problems for politicians, which is something I quite enjoy.
I admire the hell out of that. One of the things that we do with the Clear Skies movement is it is a voice for the people, and we are growing that voice every single day. Now, we're not nearly as big as Mr. Beast, but what we do is we put a lot of pressure on legislators to do the people's bidding, but still it's difficult. I mean, it's like pulling teeth. These people that we put into office, they do not want to do the right thing once they get there. A couple of them do, but really out of thousands, that's it. It's a handful.
The thing is that the type of people who run for office, they're usually fairly full of themselves, right? I'm not trying to be mean here.
No.
It's just that type of personality where they love to be, and I'm in that boat too. I love when people say, hey, you're doing a great job. Oh, we love what you're doing. It feels
Right.
good. And so they want to, a lot of times it starts out very benign, right? You just want to help people and it feels good helping people. But then you want to be liked, right? And
Right.
you get up on the hill and you get up to Raleigh or whatever state you're in, and you got to start fitting into the clubs.
Mhm.
All right, now here's how things really work. Don't worry about the peasants that voted for you. They don't get it, right? You're here as their representative. You're going to do what's best for them. And so they start falling into these groups. And if you don't toe the rope, you're out of the group. I feel it as an influencer.
Right.
I go after the GOP a lot. And they're like, you're trying to get Democrats elected. I'm like, no, man, I'm trying to get you guys to do the right thing.
Right.
You not doing the right thing is getting Democrats elected. Don't put this on me because I'm calling you out. Somehow I'm dividing the party. I'm like, 86% of Republicans do not want chemical company immunity.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me it's a divided party. You guys are getting your pockets lined for bear. That's
Exactly.
the problem. So
Do you find that this whole Democrat Republican thing is more of a leverage for fundraisers than it is reality? Because I've driven across America any number of times, a couple dozen, coast to coast, up and down, border to border. And I find just a lot of fantastic people. Rarely, if ever, have I heard somebody say, I'm a Democrat, or hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm a Republican. They don't.
nobody cares.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Nobody
Jen said-
cares. And
Jen says, do we really put them into office or are they placed?
By the way, Sean, I forgot to introduce. That's Dawn as she reads the comments.
I read that. I'm the comment girl.
where are we live at right now?
We're live on, let's see, on
Rumble.
X, on Rumble, on Substack, on Facebook, and on YouTube.
Oh my goodness, we're all over the world right now.
Yeah, exactly. We've had,
I like reading the comments too. So
we've had a very rough time with being banned, outright banned, and then shadow banned. So we're
On X.
well, just
On
God
X?
on
Oh,
X.
yeah, big
Oh yeah.
oh wow.
Like boot on your throat, Gestapo style on X.
Even post Elon Musk takeover.
Yeah. Oh, it's been. I mean, it's as bad as it's ever been. It's ridiculous, and that's actually why we just started on Rumble. What
Rumble's
three
great,
days ago,
yeah.
4 days ago, something
Yeah,
like that.
that's my point. Is like why do we need to control speech, right?
Exactly.
We don't, and I can see people say, oh, well, what about this or that? It's like, I want, if the guy down the street is a neo-Nazi, hate, racist, like, I want to know that. I don't want you to silence him.
Exactly.
I want him to fly his Nazi flag if he wants,
Mhm.
like, so I know to stay away from that guy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what you do is you get people to hide. It's like, let people be open to who they are, and that way you can make your decision about what you want to you can dig in, because as soon as you give the power to silence that crazy extreme example,
Right.
it's always a slippery slope. They take and take and take and take. How about us who felt like that maybe since we already had COVID, that we probably didn't need a vaccine for a virus we'd already caught since we had natural immunity.
Right.
Whoa,
Mhm.
off Facebook.
How dare you?
And I'm like, what's scientific fact? Like,
Exactly.
Once you've had it, you don't like. What's the point of the vaccine once you've had it? Oh, it's going to help you. Like, I can go on and on about that, but it turned out we were right, but we were silenced for medical misinformation.
Exactly.
So,
Another brand, another slice in America, so you can pit the unvaccinated against the vaccinated, or vice versa. And I mean, it's scary where we've come to. Now you're 47, you say?
yeah,
So I've got just a few years on you, but I remember a time in America when the government wasn't in every little bit of your life. By the time the 1990s hit, we really saw a step up, with George Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton, and then George Jr. with the Patriot Act, and then Obama essentially, opened the floodgates for propaganda with the Smith Modernization Act.
yeah.
And that's when we saw the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, the Department of Justice move into all of these social media platforms and really take voice away. And then, oh my God, it got horrifically worse during the 2020 election cycle. That it became
COVID.
COVID.
COVID broke us.
Yeah.
I mean, as a country, I never thought that I would see Rage Against the Machine become Obey the Machine. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And I would never think that our government would force medical treatment on its population. So you just had two kinds of people. I always joke, if they had banned the vaccine, I probably would have bought 3 of them, market and taken them. I'm just that
Exactly.
type of person, and so people.
I'd be on the nod like those guys on Trank.
Yeah. I was just like, they're like, you're anti-vax. I'm like, no, I'm anti-mandate.
Yeah.
Like I like, if you allow them to put a needle and chemical in our body, literally, it doesn't get worse than that. I mean, like, guys, this is beyond the slippery slope. That's slid at that point, And
Yeah.
so, like, I don't have to be anti-vax. I'm anti-mandate. No. You're black or white. And
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing too. It was conspiracy theory specifically, is that they on purpose make them black and white.
Mm-hmm.
So you are either chemtrails don't exist, or everything in the sky is a chemtrail.
Right.
And you sound crazy if you agree with either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
If you think there's nothing, I mean, I watched an F-16 dump fuel over my farm that is chemical in the air. So I know that chemtrails exist, right? I mean, I know that a plane has the capability to do it. I also know contrails are a real thing too.
Right.
Not everything that's in the sky is a chemtrail, but on social media, they try to make it to where you have to be in crazy camp 1 or crazy camp 2. We have
Exactly.
this middle ground. It's like, hey, let's have a conversation
Hey,
and
logic.
look into it. Yeah, we know that there's patents for cloud seeding. We know there's companies that do it. Can we just maybe look into what does that cause? Could that be causing weather issues? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, no, no, no. You're a crazy weather manipulation, weather weapon Helene crazy person. No,
Yeah.
no. I was just literally wanting to talk about some of these patents that exist for weather manipulation. You know.
And, when you have a storm, a monster storm like Helene, take a track that it's never taken before and then kind of get pushed where you have a flat edge on it that it can't move out of the Carolinas, it does raise a few questions. So, I mean, there's definitely, but you're exactly right. We've gone to everything has to be insanity on either the one side or the other, and there's no conversation anymore. I mean, people are so hell bent on screaming, "You're a racist! You're a
losing their
conspiracy
minds.
theorist! You're a Democrat! You're a Republican!"
Remember when we used to get along?
Right? Exactly.
Or we at least could agree to disagree.
Right.
Exactly.
Or we exactly.
I love hamburgers. He's like, oh, I hate meat. I don't eat meat. Cool. That's good for you. I'll make something for you that's different. Great. Thanks. That's all I needed. No, now it's like you're a murderer and I can't get around you. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that escalated quickly. You know that more animals are killed harvesting vegetables, right? Either way, it just becomes a arguing back and forth. Everybody has their positions on stuff. So
They really do. And I have my positions, but I love to find out what that other side is. Am I missing something? If I am, let me know. But for people to just scream hysterically at each other, and
Yeah.
I mean, is it getting worse? I mean, it sure seems like it
like it.
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, but here's the thing, because there's no common ground anymore.
Mm.
I think we're headed for a divorce as a country. And I don't know what
That
it looks
is
like.
going to be messy.
It's going to be super messy because, unfortunately, for one half the country, the other half grows the food and has all the guns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to end well. But it doesn't end well for anybody. It's going to be
No.
terrible no matter what. But the thing is I see the rhetoric on both sides. By the way, I'm
Yeah.
very moderate. The extreme right, who's like, we need to go into the cities and kill all these liberals, and the liberals on the other side are like, we need to round up these people, and I mean, they're wishing death on each side of American citizens, and I don't know how to come back from that. And imagine you're in a marriage, and the wife and the husband both want each other to die.
Yeah.
As a marriage counselor, you're probably, well, maybe we should go irreconcilable differences and get a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you both want to literally kill each other. I don't see a path forward.
It becomes difficult. That's for sure. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God.
I think the path forward, personally, the path forward is that the fact that this is 3% and 3%, realistically, maybe 2%. It's just not the majority, because I just don't meet these people in real life. You only see them on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hey, it looks like Jen just, I didn't even know what that's called, baby, but just dropped $10 for us. That's working out well.
Cool.
Well, yeah, she's not hating on us. I think I told you, we literally just started on Rumble
This is all new to us.
a number of days ago. So
Oh, nice. What's your channel over on Rumble?
it is Sergey _VS _Goliath.
Yeah.
So
All right,
we jumped over 162 followers over there today.
Yeah, we
the
just
problem
started.
is that if I put a link on X or on Facebook anymore, I would post, I'd get 40, 50,000 views, thousands of interactions. My engagement was like 12%. I mean, for an average,
Yeah.
huge. And now
On X's.
on X, it's and on Facebook, it's
Crickets.
it's nothing. So we are building here on Rumble. I absolutely love that. So
I think that, like, you talk about the free speech and like the great divorce. I think, again, free speech is the bedrock of like making sure that the 3% on either side don't become the majority thought.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you silence one side, you give too much power. It's about balance, right? You give too much power to the opposing viewpoint. and therefore it runs wild.
Sean, do you think that one of the reasons for this is because life has become too simple for people and they need to find something that they hate or that they fight about?
Yeah. So 9/11 did this to us.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for COVID gave us all nothing to do.
Yeah.
Right. And so I still think this all stems from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we need a common enemy. That's one of the greatest ways to reunite,
Right.
you know. That's a sad part of it. But yeah, I mean, people have too much time in their hands. I think the biggest part too is just we've got weak men, right? Weak men make hard times, and we're at that pivot. And look at our young men right now. What purpose do they have? They're told that they're toxic. They're told that they're if they have any kind of mental health issues, they're told to toughen up on, by the other side. And
right.
They're sitting around, they're addicted to porn, they're addicted to video games and,
Mm-hmm.
food and vapes. And I mean, they're sitting there just drinking chemicals and don't get me wrong, I love me an energy drink, but I'm not sitting here drinking 5 or 6 of them a day. They're on the vapes, their testosterone is lower than mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And they're eating fake food and they feel like crap. So no wonder we have this like epidemic of suicide, epidemic of gender dysphoria, people are confused because they have no purpose.
And their hormones are out of whack, so they can't truly be who they are.
Yeah, you start screwing with a human's hormones, and all of a sudden it becomes white noise for them. Everything
just ask
is confusing.
A perimenopausal woman.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just reach over the desk here.
Went there, and it was an awful ride.
It is. It's frightful though, but it does bring up a very good point that when you start dumping fake food, hormone generated food into a human body, that body is going to go off the rails, and then you use things like violent video games, or not even violent, just addictive video games.
Porn. I mean,
and porn. Oh my God!
Everywhere. Like you can't even watch primetime TV without some woman's tits hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go scroll on Instagram. Instagram is a gateway to OnlyFans. That's all it's become now.
Oh my God!
You don't even have to follow those accounts, and it's like, oh, you're a male on Instagram. Let me feed you a few images and see if you like them.
Right.
It's pretty wild.
That's the thing that we talked about the other night is Meta. Meta is the largest purveyor of child sex trafficking on both Facebook and Instagram, and on their Snapchat. Not Snapchat, WhatsApp. So evidently it's like this huge thing that everybody knows, and yet do we see anybody raiding these companies that facilitate this? I mean, I get bots like daily on my Facebook that are just like, "Hi, hon, here, click this link."
Oh, I saw your profile. You look interesting. Yeah, it's all phishing schemes. That's just all to scam people. But I mean, I just can't imagine. I've got young boys, 16 and 18. Luckily, my 18-year-old just got married. So
congratulations.
He's already like ahead of the curve. And so, but it's like, if you don't have, I mean, I'm super privileged to have a wife that stays home. There's a 2-parent household. We've got good income. You know what I mean? Like they're privileged. Right. I know a lot of people hate that word, but I tell them, like, guys, the number one privilege you can have is having 2 parents. Having a parent that stays home.
Absolutely.
I was
another huge privilege, and that just doesn't exist. My wife read something to me the other day. I think she said something like only 12% of people are over 40 are married and own a home.
Yeah, it's
something crazy like that. It blew my mind.
It is absolutely insane. Dawn and I were just talking about this the other day, that young men have, you brought it up, right? They have lost interest in young women because they've been demonized for so long that now we just have a hookup culture. The fertility rate is in the toilet, and but thankfully, Elon Musk has developed companion.
Oh God, don't even get me started on that. So,
I mean, it is a depopulation agenda. That's
look, people talk about AI, right?
Mhm.
Oh, AI is gonna destroy us all. It's going to make robots. They're gonna come kill us with drones. I'm like, no. AI is way too smart for that. AI has to do nothing other than make really good entertainment, and
Mhm.
we will just stop reproducing till we don't exist anymore. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to do anything other than entertain us into non-existence, and it's
absolutely.
already happening.
Do you ever see the movie Wall-E?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
Floating
right
around
there.
with our big- I saw
Yeah.
kind of a scary
I-
TikTok today where the guy was Muslim and he's like they're planning to take over the world. I mean, it was in Canada and
Yeah.
they're saying you want your laws, Sharia law, instead of Canadian laws, and it's like, well, pretty soon we will be the majority. You stopped having kids, we
Yeah.
keep making babies.
They
We're
don't-
gonna rule the world, and it's gonna be Sharia law.
I'm
So-
Exactly.
I'm a huge strategy gamer. I play a lot of strategy games, and I understand efficiency of action and compounding your movements over time, right?
Right.
And the better the chess player, the better the gamer, right? You can see more moves ahead,
Right.
right? The Muslim uh, strategy is simply population,
Yep.
and it's guaranteed to win. You just look at the stats. If you're investing in a stock that's going up 6% a year, and I'm
Mhm.
investing in a stock that's going down 6% a year, who is going to win?
There you
Right?
go.
It's just time. It's just time, and I don't see a turnaround in it. So I don't know how to turn it around. I don't have answers for that. I mean, other than one family at a time fighting against this. But hell, the food we're buying is making us sick. The air we're breathing is making us sick. The water we drink is making us sick. And how do you turn against it when your kids are all basically going to be infertile before long? I mean, it's like,
Mhm.
Well,
know,
one of the things that we talk about on this show is getting 100 people together. 100 is a very important number, especially here in Idaho, and because you have voting, voting rights as a community, and build essentially a self-sustaining community that you raise your own beef, your own pigs, your own goats. You raise, you garden. Everybody gardens, and then you come together as a community and you figure stuff out. You have a miniature hydro system. I'm not a fan of solar because it is so toxic to the soil. But I really am a big fan of fermenting. Right, it introduces better bacteria into your body. So, kimchi, sauerkraut, sourdough, pickled this or that. All of a sudden, you start feeding kids better, and you keep them out of the Wi-Fi zone. Don't have them plugged in all day. Let them experience what life used to be for you and I. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's so hard. I mean, I got kids and we love video games, but you're busy and it's hard. I get it. That's the thing, is that one thing I want to put out there is that is so hard. I mean, I have 67-acre farm. I can't even keep up with it because it's just me and my family trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, like that big. We used to call that the church, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Being outside.
But now it's like, even our churches are made up of people who are stuck in the grind, both parents, 40, 50 hours a week. I know, and I have the time, and I mean, it's exhausting to raise even food for your own family.
Right.
And so I hear what you're saying, but I want to definitely address the fact that I get it. It's super, super hard. That's why it takes a community, right? If you're going to do it on your own,
that's right.
It's going to be tough. It's
Exactly.
a ton of time, and you're probably going to fail. That's a mistake we made in Oklahoma. At least I felt like in Oklahoma when we did our farm there, is it was just we were on our own, and it was lonely. Everybody around you telling you doing the wrong thing, that'll never work. You should just grow corn or run stocker cattle. Oh yeah, you're the guy that's going to change everything. Good luck, buddy.
Right.
See, Phil, and you want to give up. So, but the community thing's a huge part of it. Just start with 4, and then go to 8, and then go to 16. Grow it, scale it, and just pick 1 or 2 things and get good at that.
Exactly.
I made that mistake. I tried to do everything, and I failed miserably.
That's one thing that I tell the chefs. I used to be a chef, and I would consult, be hired to go in and teach other chefs or owners about how food, real good from scratch food, is done. And I always preached, learn 5 techniques, but start with one.
Yes.
Start learn if you run the grill, you need to learn everything you can do with that grill and with fire and flame. And then if you move to saute, what is the Maillard reaction? How do you get that on a vegetable without burning it? And then learn how to pressure cook, how to infuse flavor. And then once you have 3 techniques, then all of a sudden it grows exponentially because you can start layering flavors and you get that beautiful depth in your food. Once you have 5, then the possibilities are infinite. So when we look at a farm, you're exactly right.
It starts feeding into itself. So start with chickens. You start doing chickens. You do chickens for a while. Now you're getting eggs and meat. It's not difficult. It's very manageable.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden you start having chicken manure. It's like, oh, okay, well, in the winter, I can actually build raised beds. Justin Rhodes taught me this. You build your raised beds, and then you put cages over them. You keep chickens in them all winter. So now your chickens are tilling and keeping your garden prepped. So when spring hits, you move the chickens off, and you just turn it up, plant vegetables. All of a sudden, the animals start doing the work for us. But if you try to do it all at once, you're ahead of the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so now you're having to put in manual labor to make up for like right now at my farm, it is overrun with bugs. The bugs are just out of control. Because you know what I don't have? I don't have birds.
Oh, right.
It's been tilled and sprayed for 70 years.
Yeah.
So now the birds are starting to come back. But even now, I turn my guineas loose and they eat 8,000 bugs a day and they're still nothing but bugs,
Yeah.
So again, it's like now, trust me, when I'm out there and I'm getting eaten up by chiggers and mosquitoes and gnats, I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going to spray. But because then you spray and guess what? It kills all the bugs. What do the birds eat? They eat the bugs. So now
there you go.
Again, the whole system just collapses because you can't speed the process up, especially building communities like having a farm.
Mm-hmm.
You can't speed up relationship. You got to have real vulnerable relationships where people are open with one another, take criticism and constructive criticism from one another. If you try to scale the relationship up too fast, it's going to fall apart just like a farm would. So it's just all about there's no shortcut.
No, there's not.
So,
it's like that
we're
movie,
in such a crisis right now.
The Little Big Farm or whatever it's
Big
called.
Little Farm.
We want to do fast because we're in such a crisis right now. We want it done tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that. I'm like, I want 30 head of cow, 30 sheep, this fully operational. I want a cold room and a dairy and a this and a that and a that. And it's like,
that's why you need a community.
And that is why start with 100. Start with somebody that has been punching cows for Lord knows how long. Somebody that understands how to raise chickens. Somebody that knows how to run a restaurant or a community kitchen.
Your engineer.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what we're doing in Eastern North Carolina here. As I'm going to all the events, all the farmers markets. I'm trying to be that glue.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the big voice on the internet. People know who I am, so they trust me because, like, oh, I've seen you on Mr. Beast. Oh, I've seen you on X.
Exactly.
So I get to skip a few steps, right? I'm not just some random person. And so I can message somebody on X and say, hey, I want to come visit your farm. And they're going to go, I would love to have you out here. Then what I'm doing is starting to connect the dots. I'm like, I got a guy here that raised South Pole beef. That's the kind of cows I want to raise.
Right.
He's like, so I just bought a cow. Instead of buying a cow from somebody in South Dakota like I normally do, I bought one from him. So I just spent my money in his farm. And then he came out and showed me how to set my electric fences up for my cows. And I'm like, oh, I have an excavator? He's like, oh, I have this machine? Like, we're already starting that tool sharing and community.
That's
again,
right.
It starts with 2, goes to 4. I don't want to do bees. I would love to find somebody in Eastern North Carolina that does bees, right? And you you could put your hives on my property. Just give me a little bit of honey.
Yeah.
Dairy.
Exactly.
You want to do dairy, but like I don't want to. If you do dairy poorly, you're gonna be in a world of hurt because raw milk is great, but if you do it badly, you can get very sick.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's a little dangerous to self-teach. You want to work with someone who's had a proven record. So what I do, I go out and buy raw milk from a dairy. I follow them on Facebook and Instagram and reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to come visit your operation. And you know what they say? We would love to have you.
Exactly.
Come buy more of our product.
Right. Because those kinds of people want to share.
Exactly. And everybody can do that right now. Like I have a bit of an advantage, but most farms want to have you out there. So
Hmm.
go and search on Facebook for your local farm or market. Go meet the local farmers there and ask them how you can buy more product from them. You know,
Right.
I've told my wife, stop shopping in the grocery store. Just stop. Like if
It's
we can't buy
toxic.
it at a farmer's market, just don't buy it. Like, guess what? We're eating only asparagus this week. Too
Yeah.
bad. You know, and so it is tough though. She went out to multiple markets. She's like, there wasn't much here, there wasn't much there, because there's not enough demand. If there's enough demand, then the supply will come.
And the fact is that over the last 10 years, America has lost 1.5 million farms. I mean, we need to bring small farms back as part of society.
Isn't that what that gentleman up
Food
north is
security.
doing?
Yeah,
Food security.
completely.
Because if the supply chain comes crashing to a halt, major wars, you know, you saw it in COVID. How quickly did the grocery stores run out of food?
Oh my God.
24 hours.
Toilet
24
paper.
hours. Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just
If we're
the
not- if we
stupidest
don't-
thing.
If we don't
If
have
we're not
toilet paper
eating-
security, yeah, we definitely don't have food security. We have toilet paper security.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think that one of the major things that we learned in COVID is exactly that. We've got to be much more self-sufficient, and it takes not lazy people. You can't be lazy and be self-sufficient. And
It's a
you're exactly
lot
right.
harder.
You know, society has learned how to, how to watch their phone all day long, but I mean, honest to God, they simply cannot find a way to raise a chicken for an egg.
Yeah, yeah.
And look, I mean, look at what happened. Were you following it? We had chickens up in the Panhandle before we moved down here into Boise, but the chickens weren't laying because the people that had the chickens before us, they just thought that, I don't know, they just weren't doing well, but they were only about a year old.
Yeah.
And so when we took over care of
Well,
those
it was
chickens,
the feed they were feeding them.
it was the feed, and I completely changed it up to a local feed that is made a little bit more expensive. Yeah.
And gave them more leftovers.
And then feed the chickens. The chickens will eat just about anything, and then open that
fair.
cage, let them free range.
You let them free range. That's the trick, right? It's the eating the bugs. And guess what? When you go fishing, come throw the carcass. Don't throw the carcasses in the trash.
Yeah.
The chickens eat everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, when we butcher an animal, when we butcher chickens, guess what eats all the chickens?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you
They're
go.
just dinosaurs, you know.
Yeah. I always say the chickens are a mealworm that's about that big.
Yeah.
I mean, they go through anything.
And the thing is like without small farms, they control the food.
Yeah.
And once they control the food, it's over.
It is over.
And they've told us exactly where they want to take us. We will own nothing and we'll be happy. And they're right. We will be happy.
Yeah.
I know people say that like, oh, no, because what they're saying is we're going to be spread circuses. We're going to have entertainment. We're going to have food, whatever kind of food they make as cheap as possible. We're not going to live all that long.
Yep.
But it's just going to be you're just going to be in a drug-induced haze of showing up, producing, and then if we can get you to die about 62, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
They need us to die at about 62.
Wait a minute. I'm 62. I just turned 62 on the
You're
1st.
done.
You are a burden on the government once you turn 60.
Exactly.
You know?
It's time for me to go.
they're
Clear
like,
the
"No,
way
no
for
longer."
some young kid.
Who's not doing shit with his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who will just lay there until they die at 62, floating on that big floaty with a big 64-ounce sip. What are they saying over there in the chat?
DPSF 98 says, my local farmers do hormones and shots, fertilizer the land. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
You're right. And he's right. And that's the thing is you need to go out and visit. So trust me, I get it, man. It is tough. My farm is overrun with weeds right now because I don't spray. It takes time to get back there. I'm going to have to go spend 30 hours brush hogging, mechanically tearing down the weeds because I still haven't got my animals up to par yet.
Right. Exactly.
So it's tough. You know, our driveway, I spent $10,000 on gravel. It's gone. The grass grew through it. So I spray glyphosate.
Right.
But it's still there, right?
Yeah.
You just can't see it. It's just two little tracks.
Yeah.
And so that beautiful groomed farm where there's not a blade of grass in any of the gravel and everything's perfect, that's a well-maintained farm, or it's a sprayed chemical farm. And so I would say 90% of small farms are still spraying quite a bit of insecticides and fertilizers.
Yeah.
Yes. Jen says, I just can't have a full-time job and raise animals and do the things I need to do.
It's tough.
Build a
It's
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have people who do go to work and help fund some of it, but then you
Absolutely.
sell your like it's a whole. I mean, it certainly isn't going to start right away, but it's definitely a beginning if you get those 100 people and
Yeah.
a few thousand acres.
It has to be an ecosystem. Buy yourself an excavator, buy a tractor, make sure that you have somebody that knows how to work on this stuff, and then find the people that do what is needed that are happy doing it also. Happy cows make
Mechanics.
make great milk.
We have an epidemic of lonely elderly people
Mhm.
that are still very able to work.
Yeah.
They sit at home watching TV lonely because nobody comes to see them. Their kids don't come to see them. You know, there's so much wisdom, and you know, it's just like that would typically have been the role as you were, you know, head into the sunset of your usability as the hard laborer in the field. You know, you would then be the one that would care for things and maintain things and do the kind of just, you got the time.
Right.
Right. And so, but that time is now being squandered sitting in front of a TV, eating donuts and taking, you know, medicine for your type 2 diabetes.
Right.
Instead of getting out, getting sunlight and walking and being part of the community. So yeah, people that are still having to have off farm jobs, it's like bring in the saints at the local church that would just love to spend time on your farm with people.
Mhm.
But we've killed the community. We've convinced everybody to castle up in their $500,000 house,
Right.
show up to their job, and be so busy they can't have community. But you know, it's through the design of the church, right? Like Christ, and I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna uphold the Bible here. But loving one another, serving, it's all the one another. Serve one another, love one another. You can't burden one another if it's a loving, Christ-centered community. You know, matter of fact, we're blessed to be a blessing. Like when I come serve on your farm, I'm actually being blessed.
Mhm.
You know, and so, but the current modern system has sent us all into our houses in our own little kingdoms. We feel like we bear it all on our shoulders, because it's just like we don't have that community anymore.
No.
And so it's something we gotta turn back around. Yeah, anyone wants to move to Eastern North Carolina, like, you know, the land's cheap. It's like
Yeah.
3,000 an acre here. So
People are saying, "Can we move to Sean's?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a wait list?"
Yeah. Sean, I've got some volunteers for you.
I'm surrounded by nothing but open farmland.
Yeah.
Mm.
So is there land for sale around you there? You start
Oh, yeah.
building that community.
Yeah.
Just even if you grab an apartment in Kinston 7 miles away, you know, I got 67 acres. Come out and work on the land.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got fence lines that need to be weeded right now, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But 67 acres can produce so much,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but it's way more than one family could ever manage.
Right.
I mean, 67 acres would have been a lord's estate in London and England, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And you would have had your peasants, and this sounds true, I'm not the king of the land, but it was a pretty good system. They owned all this land,
Right.
right? And I know we look down on this whole medieval peasant thing, right? But they worked like 4 days a week and they ate all the food off their own land. Not too
That's
bad for
rough.
me.
Right.
Maybe a little better what we got going on. You know, yeah, and you got to pick up a sword every once in a while, and make sure the other night lord doesn't take any land. But they would break this all up, and you had a piece of land, but it was a community. You know, like then we had the cobbler that made the shoes, and it was just like that small everything you needed existed in that town.
Yep.
And you know, it's the same thing now. It's just like we've all been turned into peasants,
Mm-hmm.
and we manage
Yeah.
a little 8,000 square foot piece of land that doesn't produce anything other than property tax for the government.
Exactly.
Right? You've been tricked into going into a job, coming back and paying taxes to the king for the
Mm-hmm.
little 8,000 square foot, you know, peasant hovel that you've been given, even though it looks
Right.
beautiful and it's nice, but that's what we've been boiled down to, is showing up for 40 years of our life to pay mostly taxes to maybe die with a house we own.
And then we stuff that into an HOA. You're paying more money. You have to live
yeah.
by their rules. And suddenly freedom isn't so free anymore.
Take me back to like 1200, you know,
Yeah.
Britain, and give me a half acre of land and a grass hut to live in. You know, I'd rather do that than clock in a 9 to 5 job that I hate. That
Oh my God.
half my
Yeah.
money in taxes to then be made sick and die miserably of cancer in my 50s or 60s, so.
A cancer that is given to you by the very environment that is being manipulated. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. What would you say is the smallest plot of land that 100 people could live on and build a community?
Ooh, 100 people's tough for me. I feel like that's such a huge community.
Mm.
Now, are you talking kids and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
Families.
Okay. So that's so we're talking 20 families, 20
Yeah.
average families. I would say probably 100 acres, right?
Okay.
5 acres per.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot of land.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can do it on way less. You can do it on way less. But 100 acres could easily house 20 families, and still provide. You need 2 cows per family, so that's 20 head of cattle,
Mhm.
right? So in here we can run about 1 cow calf pair per acre, so 20 acres. And sheep are even more efficient, so you can
Yeah.
run sheep behind the cattle, so you can definitely handle the protein needs. Chickens, easy, no problem.
Yeah.
So
they're
yeah, I'm feeling good about that. I'd say on the small end, 50 acres,
Okay.
right? If you put all the houses together and then
Right.
work the farmland, like you made a little community of like 20 houses
Right.
on 10 acres, and you kept 40 acres to run 20 head of cattle, 30 head of sheep, chickens, and then grow vegetables. So,
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
So Russ one, if you look on Rumble, he put 2 links up. One is the Regenerative Farmers of America link, where you could look for property, and the other one is, what was his name?
Oh, I need to submit my farm to this.
Joel
Yeah.
Salatin.
Oh, Joe Salatin's my guy.
Yeah.
His son designed my farm.
Oh,
Ah.
really?
Yeah.
Because it says he calls himself a Christian libertarian. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Environmentalist, capitalist, lunatic farmer.
Farmer,
Others who
yeah.
like him call him the most famous farmer in the world.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I will actually be at the Homesteaders of America conference in October with
Oh,
Joel.
fun!
So if any of you guys are going to that, please say hi.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
In Virginia.
When is it?
I think it's October 9th and 10th.
Oh, okay. Because October 18th we have our protest that we're doing. Get together at your Capitol and protest the geoengineering. Stop the glyphosate. Did you see that up in Nova Scotia they're spraying glyphosate?
Yeah.
We're
It's
having a
just-
good time, Pop.
I know, right?
Pronunciating.
I can't speak. Sorry about that, Sean. Yeah, they're spraying it in the forests that they just told people they can't go out into. It's how soon are we going to see that in America is what I always ask myself.
Is it not already
because
happening?
it feels like it's coming down the pike today.
It's already happening, right?
Yeah.
All of our national parks, all the grounds around our rest stops,
Mm-hmm.
that's all sprayed with chemicals. That's part of the argument I make against these chemical immunities is they say, oh well, the warning labels are on the bottle. And I actually stand at a rest stop and there's kids playing in the grass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see the warning labels. I saw a guy out here spraying this, and now there's kids playing on it. Where's the warning labels, guys?
Wow.
And that really struck a nerve with a lot of people because they don't realize you cannot tell where this stuff's been sprayed.
Yeah.
You have to assume any government or state park land that's manicured has been sprayed with chemicals.
My daughter
It's
had
just
a
the way
cat.
It's always been.
My daughter had a cat that they at the apartment she lived in when she was going to college up in Bellingham, Washington there, and the groundskeepers came around spraying while the cat was outside, and
Never even warmed her with green. What's that stuff? Roundup.
yeah, it didn't see anything, and the cat fell ill and
Died.
died.
Yeah.
And all they said was, well, we have a sign in the yard when we spray.
No.
And she's like, no,
No, you
there's
don't.
no sign. Oh, well, we're supposed to.
Yeah, we're
well,
supposed
you
to.
killed my cat. Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You gave my
Babush,
dad Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now what?
Yeah,
Yeah. I have a
absolutely.
friend who was part of the Roundup suing lawsuit.
Yeah.
Babushka says, how does Sean feel about the geoengineering and his farmland? Is he noticing anything in his crops?
Do you notice anything about that with the geoengineering? Are you noticing, because we've talked to any number of people who say their crops, their heirloom seeds aren't germinating, or they're just rotting in the ground?
No, so unfortunately, what I grow right now is weeds.
Oh, good.
Those do fine. They're doing great.
Yeah,
They're
doing really
wonderful,
good.
actually. But so I'm growing weeds on purpose because weeds are a sign that your ground's not healthy, right? And so they put down tap roots. They pull from deep down in the soil to get minerals on top. But
Oh,
so it's like weeds are growing great. I can't speak to crops. I don't see a lot of activity over my farm specifically. We're next to a military base. And so I see mostly F-16s. I don't really see any other activity. So I haven't noticed anything strange. What I have noticed is the butterflies coming back. I have fireflies again.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And so do you remember as a kid that they'd just be all over the
all
place?
over.
You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
Well,
You'd
not
be the only one, right?
yeah.
No, we're all noticing it.
First firefly I ever saw was when I was about 33 years old. I guess I was 32 in Nashville, Tennessee. Because up here in the north,
West
we don't
Coast.
have fireflies.
Yeah.
That's right,
up
that's
here.
right.
So.
Well, I grew up in southern Oklahoma. And I remember going out in the yard. We never sprayed anything when I was growing up. We just mowed all the time.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad never sprayed anything. And we just would have, I talk about hundreds of fireflies. And I just kind of forgot they existed.
Exactly.
And then out at the farm, all of a sudden, oh my God. I mean, I almost like, it kind of almost made me emotional. I was just like,
yeah.
Wow, butterfly.
I fireflies, and I'll be on
Fireflies,
my tractor,
yeah.
Oh,
and I'll
fireflies.
be on my tractor, and then a beautiful monarch butterfly will land on it and just hang out for a bit, and then fly off, and it's like, and it just realizes like the life has returned in 1 year.
That's amazing.
That's absolutely amazing.
That's so cool. So can you imagine if we got more farmers back? Like, who's the gentleman that's trying to get farms back?
Steve Jarvis.
Steve Jarvis. Yeah.
So, up here. But it's not just him. I mean, there are, like Sean, right?
Yeah.
There's a number of independent, very good people out there that are working towards getting farming. But you have to teach an entire generation to do this work and to enjoy it and to do it right. And I think that's where we are. Is how do we attract that kid that is locked into his comfortable life, staying indoors on his phone or his computer, with his VR glasses and his chair that shakes all around. I mean, how do you compete?
It's even bigger than that. How do they get started? Nobody loans on this stuff.
No.
Right.
Take a young couple, and go out and try to start a farm. And I'm working on some ways to get around that with using.
We should talk.
manufactured
I mean, we really should talk. About, because I'd like to start building a plan that we start not just in North Carolina, not just in Idaho, but have a plan that somebody can say, hey, Sean, Sergey, how do I get a community like this started? You build something that people can tin type around the country.
Well, I think the money's the gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have any billionaire friends,
there you go.
Like to invest in this, I think it's a moneymaker, right? I'm not asking for a handout here. Is that we make these 5-acre farmettes, right? We take a 5-acre parcel. We put a manufactured home on it. We have Starlink now, so people can work remote jobs now.
Yep.
You can still be a data entry or whatever, run your online business. And 5 acres, you can learn and do a lot. So, and then people network, and let's say we have 4 or 5 of these 5-acre farms in a general area. It's the same thing as having 100 acres.
Yep.
They're just, you got to kind of drive, but then maybe people invest in 100 acres together and they run that as a farm and they all live slightly off of it. Because trying to go in and get 100 acres and build 20 houses and put all the infrastructure in and all the septic and electric and all the infrastructure that takes to have 20 houses on a piece of land, plus getting counties to sign off on it, and who owns the land and the legal structure, that's a big hill to climb.
You put it in a trust. Here you can put the land in a trust, and then Idaho is one of the reasons I love Idaho is because they pretty much let you do what you need to do on your land.
Same here.
North Carolina is a fantastic area. It breaks my heart. I mean, what happened with Helene?
Yeah, and I think like you're saying, like I love the idea of that big community, but I think step one is just getting people on 3 to 5 acres of land with a house. I think manufactured
Mm-hmm.
homes. I have the money to build a nice house. I bought a manufactured home instead because I paid $200,000 for it, and now I'm able to spend 300,000 that I would have spent building a regular house on hopefully the 60 acres next to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or when it comes for sale, like I just saved 300 grand. I don't have this huge house payment, and so you can get 5 acres of land for about 50 or $60,000. You can get a manufactured home of a decent size for 50 or
Mm-hmm.
$60,000, and then the rest of the stuff you need, you're going to be at about 200 grand, and like a current 30-year mortgage. Um, and then here's the problem: it's hard to get a loan on 5 acres in a
Well,
manufactured
it's hard.
house.
I mean, in some states they won't even loan on a
Manufactured homes,
manufactured
yeah.
home.
And so that's what I'm saying is I feel like if we built these and then financed them,
Right.
you
Oh,
know what I
right.
mean?
I see what you're saying.
Like I said, I need a billionaire
Yeah.
to basically let us go build 100 of them and then turn around and then finance them at a decent 7% interest rate. But like right now, if you borrow $200,000, right?
Right.
Um, so 200,000, you need to put down payment down. Let's just say it's a 10% down payment, um, which anybody can save up. If you just may take you a couple years.
Right.
What does that come out to be on a payment? 2,300 a month, right? Is that
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's right. So you can have your own 5 acre property for 2,300 a month. That's what an apartment cost to rent nowadays.
Well, one of the issues that we're having already is that I just read an article that AI, within 3 to 5 years, AI will take over the sales industry.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And sales makes up a huge part of entry level and professional jobs. I mean, it runs the gambit.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we now have a declining work capability jobs. So 2,300 a month today is fine, but on a 20-year mortgage, in 5 years or in 3 years, if you start losing, and it's not just sales. I mean, they're saying that robotics, machine learning, AI, synthetic intelligence is going to be exploding, and especially now that we have that quantum chip that does like 5 quadrillion calculations per second. I mean, it's you hook that up to synthetic intelligence or AI. All of a sudden, you've got how do humans compete, and how do you pay that loan off without the bank coming to take it away?
I was totally wrong. I had 400,000. It is 1,200 a month.
There we go.
6.8%.
Mhm.
But I hear what you're saying. And if that's true, you better have 5 acres of land to
You
grow
better.
food on. Right.
Absolutely.
So what would you rather have? A $500,000 home in Texas on 8,000 square feet of land, or a paid for $200,000 home
Right.
on 5 acres, you know? But I think I took a picture from the plane going into Texas the other day, and
Mhm.
it was just, I mean, just it looked like a microchip. But
Right.
it was actually just houses, and they
Mm.
are all the lot is just 10 feet bigger than the house.
Yeah.
It's just rooftops, 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 rooftops. There's nothing sustainable about that. You can't. I mean, there's just nothing sustainable.
I got a buddy of mine that paid about $850,000 in Austin for a house.
Oh,
It looks like a house that you would have bought for 200 grand. Pardon me, not that long ago, and he is literally wedged. He lives in a community development, and I think that they had five different home styles out of something like I'm not kidding you, 2,400 homes were built with 5 different home styles.
yeah, yeah.
And he paid a small fortune for it, and they had a hell of a storm, I think 2 years ago, and the all the electricity went out. They didn't have enough electricity, and then his house started leaking. Pardon me, it froze, and then a rainstorm came behind that. All of a sudden, his brand spanking new house starts leaking.
So this is a little tip. Do not buy a house built after COVID.
Mm.
They are all garbage. I've
Mm.
walked into them. I bought some investment properties out here, and I stay away from anything built after COVID. Not so, maybe if they're building them right now, but that whole era when lumber was so expensive and
Right.
we were building houses like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
they are junk, junk, junk. I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, but I probably looked at 15 houses, and every one of them, I'd walk in, I'm like, this was built during COVID, was it? Just as soon as I walked in the door, I could
Yeah.
just tell the fit and finish was terrible because they were just trying to rush through them. I ended up buying a 1986 home that will outlive all these other Cracker Jack houses they're building now. So I love it when people are like, "Oh, a manufactured home, they're not built well," as they live in $1 million basically manufactured home.
Where you
Right?
close the front door and the entire damn home shakes.
Shakes, yeah.
Just
yeah.
it's insane. What do you think about homes like earth bag homes or straw bale homes or earth ship homes that you make from the soil? Like a earth bag home, they put it in these bags, and you can make it any shape, any size that you really want. But you send your soil mix out to a company, and they tell you what you need to add to
Right.
create concrete out of it. And essentially, the R factor is second to nobody.
Yeah.
They withstand Lord knows what.
The American home is trash.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
The current American home is trash, right? You go overseas to look at what they built 200-300 years ago. They're still living in. We just like our food is fake and our medical system's fake. Our houses are fake. I mean,
Yeah.
they're thin. Look at the growth lines in the pine they're building with. There's like 4 growth lines in these pine boards because it's all hybrid, ultra fast growing timber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's soft. It rots like paper.
Mm.
It's no
Yep.
termite resistance. So the sheetrock's thinner. All the architecture, all the molding is glue and formaldehyde pressed together. They're fake houses,
Yeah.
and so I think you're just going to see them fall apart. But yeah, I think the classic way of building with like earth ships or straw bale houses or just doing it yourself. But
Cobb.
yeah,
Yep.
these freaking developments they're built worse than manufactured homes. Actually have to meet a certain standard
Yeah.
because they get inspected and they're built in a factory and they're in a controlled environment.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually better off with a manufactured house because you're basically getting what these development homes are, but you're paying a third the price.
Right.
So they're making them look all beautiful. They put the rock on the front, they put the art boxes, and they do all this stuff to make it, oh, it's got a wine room over here. And so it feels fancy. It feels like it's worth it.
Yeah.
But I'm guaranteed this house I'm sitting in right now that was built in 1986 will still be standing when all these garbage 4-corner Cracker Jack houses they built during
Yeah.
COVID are falling apart.
I would never buy a brand new home. I like old homes.
Yeah. And
There's character in an old home too. These
baby,
new homes.
I was just going to say that.
There's no thought gone into these homes. They're just
Cut, paste.
Yeah.
cut paste. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're right.
She's
Good.
saying that they build manufactured homes to withstand hurricanes. And that's true. Like my manufactured home is built for Cat 3, and I'm putting it on a brick foundation. There's no difference in that house in
Right.
any of the house. It's not going to blow. What you see on the news is these, trailer houses, right? They're just
Yeah, it's different.
lightweight 1x3. They're sitting on some cinder blocks. There's that, and there's manufactured homes, and people don't realize there's a big difference.
There's a big difference.
Big difference. A huge difference. So we've covered homes and we've covered farms. Why don't we take a look at what you're doing there for the disaster relief? And I understand that the Amish are still there in North Carolina building homes, and they get absolutely no credit for that. What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, so the Amish are a very industrious group of carpenters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can hire them to come rebuild stuff for you, and they do it so fast and so effective and for really good rates. But yeah, I mean, they're working, they're earning money just like anybody else. We're rebuilding a house for a lady up there. It's taken us a long time because we started to pull out these 70, 80-year-old surveys and
Right.
find out that they're a mess and that her septic systems on 2 other people's property now because of how it was, surveyed 30 years ago. And we just finished a barber shop. He's actually open for business, cutting hair again. He saved that business. He was completely bankrupt. And so the Better Together Coalition went in and completely rehabbed his barbershop. So he saved a small business,
That's awesome.
We've done a lot with farms. We've gone up there and put fencing in for, fencing, I don't know if you know, is very expensive.
Yeah.
And so we bought some equipment. So now when people need stuff, it's like, hey, here's a piece of equipment you can use. We put driveways in. It's just, we had one guy whose driveway washed out and he had all these contractors come up and the prices they quoted him, he's like, my house doesn't even cost that.
Wow.
I don't have $100,000 to fix this driveway.
To put a driveway in.
Yeah,
That's
he's elderly.
ridiculous.
He's like, I can't walk up this hill every day to my house.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be homeless. And we went in and it cost me about $13,000 out of pocket to do the work, but it wasn't $100,000.
Yeah.
And we knocked that driveway out.
Wow.
And that's not me. When I say out of pocket, I mean people donated so
Donate,
generously.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
But we take what would have cost $100,000 for a big charity to do, and since we go in and do it ourselves, and I work with local contractors, we could do it much more effective. And I put that $13,000 in the pocket of a Western North Carolina guy,
Right.
whose construction business was hurting.
Mhm.
And so it's like, here, I'll pay $13,000 to come work a couple of days and put some gravel and bring some tractors. He's like, I love it. And I see people say, well, he should have been doing that for free. I'm like, no. Like, he has
No.
a business. Like,
Yeah. People just don't understand economics.
I'm like, his equipment company doesn't care how much goodwill he earned that weekend.
Exactly.
They still want those tractor payments of $4,800 each a month.
Yeah. That's
that
right.
One job kept him from losing his tractor or
Oh.
his skid steer. So
Yep.
it just, that type of on the boots charity work is just so foundational. Somebody's asking here what's going on with illegal mining.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jen said, what's going on?
Shut down. That is absolute. So it's the shell company stuff, right? You pop up this LLC, you go do illegal stuff with it, you get caught. Okay, we're out of business. And then they just pop up somewhere else.
Yeah.
That is a failure of government right there.
Huge. Or is it the government?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm not gonna throw stones on that one right now because I don't have the information.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people taking advantage of a bad situation. There's too much money in politics is what it boils down to. All the companies have the money to give to these re-election campaigns. PACs are a disaster. These super PACs and where all this money can come in that helps a candidate. It's just, we got to get the money out of politics.
How do we do that? I mean,
I wish I knew.
Right?
How do you get the politicians to take the money away from the politicians?
Yeah,
Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Because really, that is what has to
Gotta
happen.
put a spell on them.
And I mean, honestly, I think that if we take a look at completely reinventing how an election cycle works, and that you don't put $1 billion into TV and radio ads, that you don't buy influencers, or you don't hire Beyonce to give a speech, or what was Megan Thee Stallion to sing at your event. If you're not doing that, if you're doing the old whistle stop where you're literally,
On a
all
train.
right, I'm gonna go out, I'll make a speech, and then let the news do their job.
Right. I actually realized how we do it. I'm stupid. I knew the answer to this. It's called term limits.
Term limits,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so
Definitely.
you take the value. I'm not going to give you millions and millions of dollars. You'll be gone in 4 to 6 years.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So term limits. And then too, like, we got to start throwing people in prison for this corruption. Like, they're not afraid of
Right.
people anymore. They do this stuff. They get away with it. We hear about it on the news. Like, oh, look at all this money that was being wasted with U.S. aid and stuff. How many people have gone to jail?
Right,
Zero.
exactly.
So of course, why would you stop doing it? You just figure out a different scam. Who cares? You're the king. I love the left right now is chanting no kings, no kings, no kings. So like,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like DC is full of nothing but little tyrants. So,
It is. And the other thing is, we don't have Democrats and Republicans in Washington, D.C. We have politicians, and they all, exactly, we have the establishment, and they all want those money draining machines that they stick into the public trough and suck that taxpayer dollar out. They want that to continue forever. And anyone that comes into DC is essentially conditioned. They're told, you know what, your first year, you're going to go listen to these people. This is going to be your handler. These are going to be your assistants. And really, there's no more voice of the people. Now, thank goodness we have a couple of people that are still interested in Americans, but it's few and far between. I think that the insider trading has to go. I think that that Congress should be a part-time job. The president should be the only full-time job. He and his staff and running America. But all of these politicians that filter, millions of dollars out of the public trough and into their pockets through whatever you want to call it, right?
It's the lifetime staffers too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That staffer class. It's lifetime politicians, not politicians, bureaucrats.
Exactly.
Right? And then they get here and they're like, hey, I know you just got elected. Let me tell you how things actually work.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean how things actually work? I want to go, no, we don't do that.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to get things done.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We're all trying to stay wealthy here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll show you how to get deep pockets.
And they are wealthy. I mean, when Nancy Pelosi is worth what she tells us, what she reports, $400+ million, and every time a number of years ago, there was a congressman that stood up and was trying to get a bill passed that you get to track the money, the offshore money that I forget what his name was. But essentially, track the offshore money that's stored in, Switzerland, the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, the Bahamas. It was voted down. Everybody but him said no. That's not going to happen.
How do we get the politicians to take power away from the politicians?
Right.
I think it's going to take a convention of the states.
Yes.
At the end of the day. So.
We have talked about that, on this show a number of times. And I think that, first of all, what we need to do is we need to wrest the power of the Convention of States away from California, because really that's where the Convention of States head sits.
Right.
Not physically, but with that money, that power, and they're trying to leverage that in a way that is bad for America. And so what we need to do is rebuild who controls it. And by that, I mean we the people. And if we do that, good God, we start a convention of states run by the people, for the people. And it starts at the precinct level, at the county levels. We need to start getting people that really give a damn about America into office, and then push for term limits. Bang.
I think, unfortunately, it's going to burn before we fix it, though. I don't think we get there without it coming down. It's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be terrible, and it's not going to be good. But what will rise from the ashes will be something better. But I don't know how. I don't know how to fix it in its current form. I think it has to die.
It's like that show.
Yeah.
What's that show where everybody is, unfortunately they all blow up and it's the last president.
Designated survivor.
Yeah, designated. Oh, there we go.
No, I should not smile. No, but I mean, that's a metaphor.
They put the idea in our head.
Yeah.
Right. you don't do a show.
Thing, obviously, right? They're people at the end of the day, but that's literally what it needs, a metaphorical.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I would love that. I'd love to just everybody in the next 2 cycles, everyone's out of a job. Like if you've been in government
fresh.
for more than 12 years, you can't run again.
Out of here.
Exactly.
Your last term. But unfortunately, that's not a switch you can easily throw, without a convention of the states or something. And I don't know if convention of the states can do something like that. But that's the sad part, is I feel like it's going to have to get really, really bad before we can actually fix anything. But, for me, I can only control me and my local area. I'm part of my local GOP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a delegate. I try to get good people elected. I put money behind good people. I grow my own food. I try to empower local farmers, people to shop local. And, we can just do what you can. Each person can make a huge difference. But I think you said to start local, because we're not going to change it top down.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And stop voting for morons for your local.
Right.
My
God.
You have to go look at these people. Some of these people, I meet these people in person. I'm like, I don't know how you got your pants on this morning.
Oh,
Wow.
Like, how'd you get elected? And because nobody pays attention until it's the big federal election, and
right.
these guys slide through with 87 votes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
I mean, we've got Turncoat Tammy Nichols here, Senator Turncoat Tammy Nichols, that runs her mouth, promises everything, gets in office as a Republican, and then completely goes corporate voting right down the line. You want this? Absolutely. And then she says, oh, but I did put this bill in that eliminates this one tax district. What does that do? It doesn't do anything.
Russ One gave us a nice link to the opensecret.org, and it's your home for money in politics. Find your financial data on politicians.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I use this a lot. That's when I was talking about Jimmy Dixon and his Bayer money. This is what I used to come up with that.
Oh, okay.
Do you ever use Data Republicans?
Well, I'm friends with Data Republican.
Oh.
I don't know if you know that backstory. I went out there and helped her get secure and got her up and running, and it was like back before she even blew up. We connected. She was one of my first subscribers and supporters during Hurricane Helene. So yeah, Jenica is a wonderful person.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I couldn't say more nice things about her. Yeah.
See, and this is what has to happen. That is not a connected person. She started that and then blew up because she's feeding people real information.
Yeah.
And I mean, say what you will. That's the type of person that I'd love representing me.
Yeah. So somebody asked, how did I meet Data? Basically, she was having struggles with her internet, and I reached out to her and said, hey, I'd love to come out and help you so you could do more good work. And then when I got out there, she's like, hey, also I know you've been where I'm at, right? You've gone from nobody knowing who you are to being in the spotlight. Maybe you could help me deal with that. We got her secure. I knew she was going to get doxxed. And so we had this big plan in place before she ever got doxxed to keep her safe. And
good.
They're asking if I still work with her. I never worked with her like in an official capacity. We're just, basically people fighting for the same thing.
Exactly.
I've stayed I've stayed close contact with her. And, if she needed something, I'd get on an airplane tomorrow and be there. But yeah, 100% just class act for sure.
Yeah. I think that's fantastic. When you look at what is going on in our society, do you have earmarkers? Like I always look at, first of all, the price of energy. I know things are going to get bad as soon as we start getting into that price of energy, the price of corn, right? Do you have markers that you look at that you say, you know what, this is going to be a bad year?
Yeah, I have a pawn shop.
Oh,
So,
okay.
We
Yeah.
have what's called the jewelry drawer. And,
When that fills up.
I've got 4 slots in there. When that thing gets full, yeah,
Yeah.
Our clientele's the debanked, the financial systems abandon them because they've made mistakes in their life, and we offer a financial tool that doesn't get you in debt and doesn't run your credit, but we're also when I see brand new pickups pulling up in my lot, coming in and pawning class rings and stuff,
Oh
and
my
really
God.
nice guns, I'm like, ooh, that's an $80,000 truck, and he just pawned his hunting rifles.
Right.
That
Oh my
means that
God.
people with credit are now starting to use pawn shops.
Wow.
So yeah, we're seeing a bit of that right now. I can't stay ahead of the curve. Granted, gold is at all-time high right now.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
so I'm buying it by the bucket loads because people are hurting. It is expensive to live right now. I don't love Trump, but you can't fix printing 80% of the money in existence over the last 4 years. You just can't fix that in 100 days, 200 days.
No, no, absolutely.
We are going to pay the price for our lack of control of debt. The big beautiful bill was nothing beautiful about it. It was a big bloated, increase to debt. I know a lot of people will be upset with me for not supporting it, but I'm an absolutist when it comes to our national debt. We are saddling my children with an unconquerable amount of debt. I don't care what it's for.
Yeah.
Guess what? If I run out of money, my lights go off. I don't get to print money.
There you
The
go.
federal government should be the same way. We should have never abandoned the gold standard. So
No, we never should have. And we did that because we wanted the ability to print our way in and out of any situation. And I don't like the fact that we give that money to the criminals that are destroying our society, our financial system, anyways. So, I mean, at what point do the people start grabbing their pitchforks and their torches?
Yeah, I don't know. What point do you stop paying $27 for breakfast?
Right.
Oh my God.
We just talked about that.
$100,000 for a truck. I don't know where people get. I make good money.
Yeah.
I can't go buy a new truck. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
I have a 20-year-old truck that's paid for, and the transmission blew on it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go look at a new truck. It was $90,000. I mean, granted, it was fully loaded.
Oh my God.
$90,000. Like, oh, you can get a 10-year loan. People
No,
do
thanks.
that?
Yeah.
People take a loan for 10 years on a truck.
On a truck. Oh my God.
You're upside down in it until the year 9 and 9 months. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
If it survives.
What happens when that truck blows an engine at
Mm.
7 years and it's $30,000? You can borrow another $30,000. Who's going to loan it to you?
Mm,
I mean, we are setting people up for financial disaster.
absolutely.
It is going to, right? It's half of a house, and for $100,000 you could buy 5 acres of land and a small manufactured home, or you can buy a truck.
Yeah.
What? Who's buying these? What do they do for a living? You know?
They're just maxed out.
They're just
Yeah.
maxed out debt. I don't do debt, so that's the
Yeah.
difference, right? I don't.
Yeah,
do
that's what we do. We try to buy as much as we can with cash. We'll use our credit just to keep that card alive. But
Right.
really,
It's paid off.
yeah, we pay
I
off.
mean, I farm airline points, and it's just auto pay.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I might as well.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to go take out a $1,200 a month payment on a truck for 10 years. That's absurd.
Oh my God.
$1,200.
Plus insurance. And I mean, the cost of insurance has become prohibitive.
Unless they're going to live in it, maybe that's
There you
it.
go. That's good. Just roll up in the back of that
If I
truck.
came home with that truck, my wife would make me live in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're living in it.
There you go. There's your new home. Hope you like a mobile home. Right? That thing's not staying here. And quite frankly, you're an idiot if you do go out and buy this stuff. I remember there was a person that won, I think, $2.5 million in Arlington, Washington. And the first thing they did was they bought a brand spanking new high-end vehicle. I think it was a Mercedes, a top of the line Mercedes at the time. And they bought a house. And within 2 years, guess what they had to sell?
The truck and the home.
The car and the home. Yep, exactly. It's
You
just,
don't know how to manage it then.
no, it's because it just sucks you dry.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Speaking of time,
Yeah, we're actually coming to an end.
Yeah, we're
so-
you have done fantastic here. Absolutely, Sean. I really appreciate
you guys
it.
having me.
It is our pleasure. You're welcome back anytime. And I'd love to have you on the Friday show sometime as well, because
Yeah,
we've
hit me
got.
up. It was good talking with you guys. So.
It is our pleasure. I'll cut you loose, let you go, but
Thank you.
But before you go, tell people how they can donate to you, how they can get a hold of you.
Don't donate to me. Go to herewegrow.org or Excel College. I mean, there's so many other places. Mercury One Charity. These are all great.
Right.
You can find them on my X profile.
Okay.
I'm not taking personal donations because we're out past the disaster time.
Right.
It's much better at this point for your money to go through an established charity. During this storm, it was different. We needed cash right now on the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, on my X profile, there's a link at the top. And let me just make sure I'm not crazy when I say that.
And Mercury One, that's Glenn Beck's charity.
Glenn Beck, yeah,
He does
Mercury One's
fantastic.
Yeah. Operation Shelter. Yeah, if you click Operation Shelter at the top of my link tree,
Okay.
you can also Data Republicans link there. You can go follow her. But yeah, so you can go to Operation Shelter right at the top of my link tree, and that'll take you to our 501c3. So you might as well not pay taxes on it. But yeah, please donate to the charity. I'm doing just fine. So.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I think that we're going to get a lot of people talking about this episode, especially about what you said about how people do become more self-sufficient. So,
Absolutely.
Sean, thank you again. You have a great night. I'll let you get to the wife and kids.
Appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
Bye. All right, well, there we go. That was. I mean, he knows so much. I really like the guy. You know how you can tell that somebody's just absolutely genuine. I mean,
He's got a good beard. That's why.
he does. He is. That's like an award-winning beard right there.
I thought so.
So that is Sean Hendricks. Go to his X page. You can find him. You can go to my page also. You can probably find me there. But what are they saying over there in the chat before we?
They really enjoyed him. You don't want a new truck when you play with the grid. It's all blows away. Anyway,
Yeah, absolutely.
It all blows anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point that vehicles are now only new vehicles are only for the very wealthy. Do you remember?
Yeah, and they need computer like DPSF and says I want an old truck, but I need a good mechanic.
Exactly, and that's the other thing.
Old school.
I mean, the computers that they put in vehicles now
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
are designed to trip the sensors. You end up paying $1,400 here and a couple thousand there for a new sensor and the work to put it in, and you have to have the company that you bought the car from, otherwise your warranty.
Remember
is
when you used
null
to
and
drive a
void.
car and it didn't tell you when something went wrong?
Exactly.
It's when it went wrong. That's when you took it in.
I mean,
Like-
remember our Sprinter van used to that we paid all of those sensors that we had replaced. And then Kai up at
said don't bother.
said don't bother. It's just the sensor that's going bad.
Just live like we did a long time ago. If something doesn't feel right, bring it in.
Exactly, and get some black tape.
So you don't panic.
Cover that damn
we still
thing
have
up.
it. She's an '08 and she runs great. And
Just-
she's our home on wheels when we need to escape.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, talk about a bug out vehicle.
Yeah.
That old Sprinter van.
We were going to get rid of her, but we've decided to keep her.
I love that vehicle so much.
Yeah.
So
We
see.
had it custom.
Yep,
done
we did.
inside.
We put a few things in there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Oh, I was going to show you guys. Here's that regenerative.
LaShawn said he's totally genuine. I
Yeah.
agree.
He really is. Jen booked him for us.
Yes, she had to leave early, and I said thank you for getting him on. It was great.
And she tipped us $10. I mean,
I know. We should be
Goodness.
tipping her.
exactly. Well, as soon as we start making some money, we will.
So, you're bringing up the regenerative farms.
Looking for regenerative farms near you. There we go. Let's
Russ put that up for us.
yeah. Let's take a look here. In boy, there's not a lot of them in Idaho here, but let's take a look at this. All right, babe. You know what? We're gonna. Oh,
Well, there's nothing in Idaho.
no, hold on. I click the wrong thingy. All right, let's go to the welcome to Uhlorn, UHLORN. There we go. Uhlorn,
Family
Uhlorn.
Farms.
Yeah, something like that. I'll tell you, it'd be nice if they could change their names. So here we are. So you can just go to this site and look up farms that are near you that are regenerative farms. I love that. That's fantastic. Let's see.
Like good folks.
Where'd we go? There,
Visit
there.
our market.
Yeah. So we've got another one up here. This is just beautiful areas too. These are gorgeous areas up in Idaho. Look at that. I mean, come on. Well, babe, we might change our where
We
we're
know
gonna
that
get
area,
our beef.
Moscow.
Gord, that's just a fantastic area. You drive in those fields are beautiful, but again, so many of them are just absolutely sprayed. And we've got to get away from that. So yeah, I put my plan up so you could read it on how we build a community of 100 people. It's on my Substack, so just go to Substack at Serge VS Goliath.
I liked his input on it.
Yeah.
Sean's
Right. input.
Yeah, it was very good.
Very good
Yeah.
input. And now we have a contact. And all of a sudden, there we go. And that's how you do it. You start building your network before you build your area. But we have some fantastic people in our community here that
It's kind of nice to have someone who knows who's doing it.
No. What I'm saying is we have some people in our community.
Oh, that do it. Yeah.
That do it as well.
And there's your money for politics.
Yeah. I wonder if Steve Jarvis. I don't see Steve Jarvis's farm up here on this. So
he's up near the Panhandle, isn't he?
Well, I'm looking at the Panhandle. So Homestead Produce right here. God, I mean, this looks fantastic. There is nothing better than farm fresh food. I don't care. I don't care who you are, where you're getting it from. You buy it direct from a farm.
Yeah, we do down here.
Yeah.
It's good.
You know what? I'm going to take this. I'm taking this link right here, and I am going to go to X, and I'm posting this right now.
Well, why don't we say goodnight to our folks?
Regenerative farm link.
Okay. Can you want to close that window?
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. All right. So if you want to know where it is, I just posted that on my X, and we are going to. Well, we still have what, 5 or 6 minutes, babe. Yes, 4 minutes. There we go. So we've got a 4 minutes to kind of go through some of this other stuff, because there's some really good information that was given to us, and I think that we should take advantage of sharing that.
Well, everybody has been clicking on it. I have.
Yeah. So there we go. We've got open secrets.
I'll say he was multitasking, because he kept asking. Like, I thought people were in his head, because he was answering questions people were asking. I was like, how did you know that he was going to answer that? And then he wrote down, well, I'm on. He's watching it.
Right. He's taking a look at it.
Yeah, so he's a multitasker, unlike you.
Well, baby, I multitasked that one time.
At one time, and you failed miserably.
Right. So open secrets, fantastic. Oh, I was going to show you guys this earlier. So we just got an evacuation alert here in Boise, because Eagle, which is right next door, just a couple of miles up the road from us, has a wildfire that's been burning, but evidently they got it all under control. But this is what we're talking about here, is we had some really strange lightning the other night. I mean, was that kind of odd lightning the other night, babe, here?
It was lightning.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was like horizontal. It wasn't, vertical lightning.
Yeah, it was tripping along.
Yeah,
it was. I don't know what normal lightning looks like anymore.
Super posted her stuff about the very strange lightning and the possibility of directed energy weapons being launched down there in Florida. And I just wonder what is causing all of these fires, because 10 years ago it wasn't like this. 20 years ago, there was no fire season. There would be a forest fire every now and again, but we are now just absolutely burning our country to the ground. And when you look, I'm going to show you guys the fire map.
Yeah.
Fire. Oh, there we go. There we are.
I mean, that's crazy when you see all the little fires.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I got it.
You got 2 minutes,
Some of them
Mr.
just
Brown.
Oh, okay. Fire.
Sean's laughing at you.
I'm not the fastest typer. Okay, I agree with that. Wildfire map right here, protecting the communities. No. So here we go. Take a look at that. I mean, there's just fires, and then we zoom out and look at the entire West is just on fire. And then look at Alaska. I mean, Alaska's burning too. It's insane. Then of course we've got a hurricane coming over here on the East Coast, but we got some fires down in Florida, down by where Sue had all of that really strange lightning.
Florida's getting fires now?
Can you believe that?
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah, they had a big one in
They got 3 of them going.
So
3 or 4.
But I mean, look at these fires, little fires, big fires, fires here, fires there. It's insane. And it's smoky. My eyes are scratchy, and I don't like fire season. No. And it blots out the sky even more. So there you go. All right, well, that looks like it just about wraps everything up. Remember, we are on at 7 p.m. from 7 to 8:30 p.m. every single night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday, we start at 6 p.m., go to 9 p.m., and we've got the whole crew. We've got Jack and Austin and Miss Dawn and me. So,
And who's coming on this week?
let's see. So Thursday, I'll tell you who we've got Thursday
Well,
is Justin Roberts. Our guest, Justin Roberts. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about him later. But for now, there is a freshly roasted chicken waiting for me for dinner. So I'm heading out there, and I think that's all I got to say because I'm starving.
Good night, all.
Have a great night, guys. See you tomorrow.